Hey, it's me again. Today I want to create this Kratos bust on live stream. First of all, I want to thank all of you for watching my VODs and commenting on this live stream. I enjoyed reading your comments a lot. So yeah, keep commenting, keep asking, of course, things, and of course you can support me. You still can support me on Patreon. So when you like my work and I share a lot of know-how there about sculpting, uh, 3D work in general. So when you want to learn being a 3D artist or sculptor, character artist, you visit visit my Patreon and subscribe. Or when you just want to uh, support me and my channels. Like always, I'm creating the head from two spheres. For some spheres, for the nose and for the ears. When I have my basic shape here for the head, I'm placing the neck next. And I think I will create like a bust or so for him. Hey there. Yeah, I'm happy when you are commenting in chat as well. So, or ask me something so I can talk about something because otherwise you will get or you will have me just working, but I'm focusing on my work. I have one view for the head and I create another view for the body because he is standing in a yeah like uh upright position, but his head is uh not upright. I mean, it's leaning forward. I'm using 2022 version of ZBrush, and I'm not used to use this gizmo here. I don't know why. I prefer to. I have no idea how to place it. I think with Alt. Um, I'm I'm more used to use this gizmo here, this old one. Mhm. Yeah, I wasn't create yeah some kind like tutorials for ZBrush because yeah it's very technical and it's not easy for me to talk about technical stuff in English. I'm missing always uh, to save the view. But I'm happy that you are more able to follow my videos. Creating a body like this, you have to know a lot about anatomy. So I'm just getting the volume of the body compared with the head, and and then I will go through and correct the anatomy itself because he has a huge hunchback here. So don't worry um, when your base mesh is not correct at the right at the start. You're welcome, guys. I really enjoy to create these videos for you. I just use the deltoid muscle here for creating the trapezius. You do not have to place every single muscle. Sometimes I do it, sometimes not. Depends on, yeah, depends on like if I need it or if I want it. He has pretty huge deltoid here. I'm just working on the volume of the body. Hey, welcome, Sheriff Mumuni. Hmm. Okay, I separate the head from the rest so I can work independently. I think I have a very good like volume of his body. I will place the beard because it's very prominent here. It's very prominent as a volume, and it's covering a lot of the neck here. That's why I'm placing it right now here. So normally I would create first the face. I would finish the face first, and place the beard later. But when your character has a very prominent thing in his, I don't know, in his face or on his body, you can, and it defines his appearance. You can place it earlier, at least a placeholder. Placing the eye. Like I already said, the eyeball is pretty small actually. Not that small, but it's smaller than you expect. Hector Valdez is again in the chat in the live stream. I think you were in my first live stream as well. So welcome, guys. I found some time for a quick work like this again, and I thought I create a live stream again because actually I want to get to used to live streaming more. And now I spend some time with the face, and I use mostly in the first steps here in the sculpt. I use mostly my knowledge for anatomy, and I'm not looking too much to the reference because every face works in similar way. I'm just watching, oh, okay, his nose takes a curve like this or has a hook like this, but I'm not sticking too much to the reference at the beginning because actually every face is more or less built the same way. and use the smooth brush as a real brush actually. I like the smooth brush a lot, to use a lot, because it gives you immediately like a more of like a feeling of the finished piece. Try to get the form of the head a bit better or more realistic at first, and then finalize it later. He has no realistic proportions actually. I always tell like go first realistic and then stylized, or stylized from there when uh, you can create realistic stuff. But of course, when you have a little bit more experience, then you can stylize right away or create some kind of like stylization right away. So when you get used to sculpting, to creating characters, then you uh, get your own like workflow. You develop your own workflow anyway. So I use tutorials mostly for like for I don't know how these buttons work, and I get a tutorial to get an idea how these buttons work, how the program works. But I don't use tutorials a lot, because I want to experience the sculpting or the working on my own with my own ideas and so on. But at start, as a beginner, you need a lot of advice or a lot of uh, tutorials to get an idea what kind of workflows are there actually. And don't worry when your creation is looking not good in the first 30 minutes or so. It's absolutely fine, because uh, you need some time to refine things. Um, I'm working on game characters and on printing characters. Actually, everything what is related to character stuff. Um, in the background, you see some figurines I made. Um, like there are some, but I do not have many. I did a lot, but these are prints that customers sent to me as test prints. Um, but on games as well, yes. I love to create characters in general, but yeah, mostly for games and print. But I'm not working like on big budget game titles also. It's mostly small projects, small companies. I refine the beard a little bit more to I fill this hole here and just hit Dynamesh like this and again to have a smooth or to have a like clean clean topology here. I refine the beard a little bit more to have a more idea of the character itself. So the appealing of the character. To get the beard correct, I know it's sticking too much out right now, but I will correct that because it doesn't make any sense. But it's just a combination of when you have a perspective like this and you pull it out like that, and then of course you need to correct it to a more like so it's making more sense in 3D. I mean, in 2D it makes sense, like it's sticking more out, but in 3D maybe it doesn't make that much sense. And you have to, as a 3D artist, you have to get a mixture between 2D, the idea, and 3D, what works actually in 3 dimensions. This is your actual job as a 3D artist, to get the idea right and to translate it to three dimensions. I have some courses running right now on Patreon where um, I'm creating a course for game character creation. So if you're interested in learning game character creation, you can check it out. I leave it right now. I leave it like this for now. I know it's looking strange like this, but it's just a placeholder, and I work on the head and eyes next. Oh, it's not mirrored. Mhm. Um, I cannot read Cyrillic, but hi everyone. Actually, there is someone writing in he has a Cyrillic name. I cannot pronounce it. But hi to everyone, and yeah, you're welcome to my live stream. Uh, like I said, I'm trying to get used to first English talking in general, and then second is talking and working at the same time. It's not easy. Oh, actually, you're telling like it's looking more and more like Kratos. I'm more used to create videos, VODs, and like cut it or edit it this way that it looks, or that you are not looking at an ugly face like this for a long time. Because actually it takes some time to create a decent looking uh, face, and sometimes you have to figure stuff out actually, and trying things out like how does, for example, how does this look, and then you're looking like for 2 minutes and think about, and then oh no, it's looking not good. So I'm not used to work live like this, but I want to get used to it. So it's part of the process that you're like that you try things out and then watch if this works, and if this doesn't work, then you delete it. It's part of the process. Sometimes it's not very entertaining to watch it, I think, but maybe you learn a lot from it about the process itself. Even if he has a beard here, I would prefer to work at the upper lip as well to get it right, like a right connection between upper lip and lower lip. It makes totally sense to work on this stuff even if it's covered. Because sometimes you get like I don't know if I can demonstrate it. Maybe later. Sometimes you can see through the beard some more details. That's why I would prefer to create more detail here, even if it's covered. Um, how did you study anatomy? I was I was drawing a lot in my younger times as a student. I mean, in school, and of course, I was in art school for 3D for 3D arts. Um, yeah, in my younger times, I was drawing a lot, like uh, comic books and so on, and I was studying anatomy through drawing a lot, so 2D drawing, and then I learned 3D in an art school, and I could yeah like transfer my 2D knowledge, my 2D anatomy knowledge to 3D pretty easily, actually. This is something I tell my students a lot to study in 2D because it's yeah like a quick, cheap way to to learn art. I work a lot on the eyes because I want to get the eyes correct because before doing the whole body. I spend a lot of time on the face of a sculpt first to get it right because when your character when the face of the character doesn't work, then actually you do not need to work on the character further. the face of the character is very, very important. Oh, I noticed his ear is not mirrored. But I have a button for this, like that. And I'm getting reference when I finish this character, when I would finish for a game or so, I would get a lot of references, like real world references, like photos and so on. But this is not finished here with the ear. It's very blurry, but I want to have like a structure underneath before like when I want to work on the beard, then I want at least to have a some kind of believable structure underneath. Doesn't have to be realistic or so, but it has to be in volume or in shape. It has to represent the final result, if this makes sense. simplify the shape of the beer a little bit more, just to have some planes to work with. Because when you have some structure there, then it can be it looks like maybe it disturbs the view on the character sometimes when you have too much structure going on there. Sometimes simplifying things is more helpful to get a fresh view on it. And always saving. Yes, the head and face is one of the most difficult parts actually, because, and that's why I'm starting with my students more on the body, and especially on the upper body, on the shoulder. You have two advantages on the arm and shoulder. I hope I can explain it correctly. When you study shoulder, arm, upper body, you can study it actually on your own body. You can feel where the deltoid is starting and where it's going, for example. Okay, that's why I'm starting with these simple, basic shapes here on the body, and especially on male bodies, especially on trained muscular bodies. It's actually easier to see and easier to get where the muscles are and so on. Of course, there is skin and fat and whatever you need as well for the anatomy itself. But when you just learn skeleton and muscles first, then I would prefer to study the upper body first, because you can see it on your own body. You can feel it, like get an idea where the pectoralis muscle is starting and where it's going, like to the arm, and feel it on your own body. Just grab your like your own um, arm there and feel where the muscle is going. So I start with on when I'm teaching my students, then I start always with this region of the upper body, like here, deltoids, um, pectoralis. Many people are starting with the face, with the head, but you are right. It's actually harder to do, harder to get it right, because there is so much happening in the face. There are not just muscles and bones that are very important. There is fat and skin, also important right away. You cannot learn bones and muscles without skin and fat, because this muscle or this, yeah, I tell muscle, I say muscle. This region here, this one is actually not a muscle. This region here. So you have to learn a lot more at one. I mean, uh, in one session, or I don't know how to say it. But on the upper body, you can separate things easier. You can learn just the front, just the back, just one muscle, just the skeleton itself, and so on. You can separate a lot of things there. Let me divide this. And work on single parts. Like I told, you can divide things in single parts and work just on them. And actually on male bodies, you can over exaggerate things without making things like wrong. I mean, you can create a body like this huge muscular body, and it doesn't look any wrong here. That's why it's easier to create male bodies than female. But female bodies are very fun to work on. Thank you. I'm very fine. I'm working on this Kratos quick sculpt actually. I think I combine everything before I do it. Because I have the volume. Yeah, I'm very fine. I have a lot of fun to create or to even to stream. I was thinking for a long time, should I stream or not? I was not sure, but actually it's pretty fun experience. Creating the volume here. The deltoid and the trapezius are, of course, separating here in like this. And I don't know how these muscles are called. You do not have to learn the names of the muscles actually. So you have some kind of butterfly here, like this. Be very loose with your sketching. It's absolutely okay to be more or less loosely in the beginning, and then you refine. I see me actually less as as a teacher, more like a coach, because I'm more coaching people towards a career. Like a teacher is more, I think he tells you like, yeah, like it's hard to explain what I mean. Um, Let me think about it, and I think a teacher is a little bit different from me, what I'm doing. Actually, I I saw the um, movie Whiplash yesterday, and I thought like, oh, this is hard. This is a hard teacher. I hope I'm not too hard with my students. But sometimes you have sometimes you need as a student. Sometimes you need a hard teacher. I mean a coach that is like uh, telling you the truth about industry. At least I mean some people are living in a bubble. Like, oh, I learn ZBrush for 2 months, and why I'm not a good artist. And yeah, actually, you have to learn 10 years before you're really good in something. I think I like the volume. No, and this teacher in the movie was dragging his student through hell, but actually, yeah, it's a question if this helps a person to develop himself, but as an artist, maybe it helps. As a person, he was very damaged after this experience, but as an artist, as a musician, he gained a lot of respect. So you best way is to live a good life and be a good artist in the same way, but sometimes it doesn't work out. this lateral muscle and the pectoralis are meeting at the same point actually on the arm. That's why you can more or less you can put them together here in this area here. It's not exactly, but what I like on the deltoid actually when it creates some kind of turn here to this pinching point here. Dynamesh everything together, because on some point you cannot add more like structure to the rest, or to the to this version here, I mean. For example, here on the connection between the neck to the upper body. Of course, it's a lot fun to work on muscle or bodies like this, because you see the anatomy right away, and uh, you need some reference when you need some reference for particular muscles, then I recommend to have books for it. I told it already on my other streams. I use books a lot for reference. But the more experienced you are, the less reference you need actually. Doesn't mean that you do not need any reference, but less and less, because when you are working like every day on characters like this, then you need less references. I use the clay buildup brush a lot for anatomy because you get these strokes that are following the muscle structure in a nice. It has some nice like structure that represents the flow of the muscle strands. Very good. He looks like actually like the old Hulk. I think the body that I created is a bit too big. I think a smaller one is a bit better here. Of course, the connection to the lower body here is a bit strange because I just have the rib cage here. I'm missing, of course, a lot of volume here on the rib cage, but it's just a bust. Okay, and this in this stage I would return to my face again, so I'm always looping through my character and I'm not just working on one region and yeah, create a perfect face, but the body is loose. I try to loop through every um, yeah, object here. Let me save it quickly because I just did a quick save. Okay. Get some references for eyebrows. But because sometimes I forget how eyebrows are flowing. I mean how they are growing. Because they are actually growing more or less from from two sides and pinch in the middle from above and from below. From above like this, the strokes should be like going from above to below and from below to above like this. And they are pinching in the midsection here. Like this. But it's not final here. Just a placeholder again. And details like scars I do at at the last. I merged visible and create first a Dynamesh version like this. And then ZBrush here. Wait some time for the ZBrush. Oh, I didn't activate symmetry. Let me do it again. Subdivide it and project like this, and you have your details again from this one. And now I have one mesh and I can work on more details. When you need some references, then of course you can use your own face. I mean, for this section here, when you pinch your nose like this, when you need more reference or more information about this, don't hesitate to use your own face as reference. The image has some stylization. I mean, these sharper edges here, I try to mimic it, but do not overdo it, because sometimes it can be too much. It's like a mixture of some harder edges and some softer. Try to get this upper lid here or this overhang on the upper lid correctly, because this adds a lot to the eyes of your character. Maybe I was too early with the eyebrows. And try to recreate some of these lines here because they are very characteristic for this concept here. From India again, from Nikon G. I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly. I don't know how the J at the end of your name. Nikon G. Maybe uh maybe I'm pronouncing it correctly, but maybe not. I'm sorry if I cannot pronounce your names. Actually, I have a lot of um, subscribers from India. And here again, I'm working on the eyes first because I want the next step. I want to make the eyes look the way I want, and to because actually this is the most important thing on your character. You want to have Jesus as a full body. Let me see if I can find some interesting concept from Jesus actually. Yeah, why not? Maybe there are cool cool designs or cool looking um, images or I mean concepts. I'm more like a concept guy or more like a uh, so I love concept art, and I love game art as well. Mhm. These subtle like actually it's not likely that you have these deep cuts here when you pull your eyebrows down, but on the concept it looks very cool. So there is a mixture between um, realistic and stylized, of course. And he has some corners here I want to preserve. This corner here on um, what I do like about ZBrush most, actually I have no idea because um, from from a logic standpoint, ZBrush is not a very good software because you you need some time to get to used to to the controls, to the navigation, and but actually the when you master the navigation and so on and the stuff that is maybe not very good at ZBrush, then you start to love the software even more because you did this step to learn it, and then you get to when you are getting used to the program, then yeah, you do not want to miss it. But yeah, like I said, actually I don't actually I have no idea because yeah, the program is not perfect. But yeah, I think when you once you master the this whole I don't know, complexity of the software, then it's pretty fun to use it. But of course, I love about ZBrush that it handles a lot of geometry easily, and some things are not that complicated to achieve. I mean, I can just with one button, I can Dynamesh with one button, I can ZRemesh. And it's not like in other software where you have to find, or I don't know, you have these animation tools and you have these um, modeling tools that are like more or less in the way when you just want to sculpt. When you're used to use ZBrush, then it's pretty easy actually to create some good results. There are some people like are are asking for or are wanting to get some changes on the navigation of ZBrush or handling of ZBrush, but I'm against it. I'm against to change anything on ZBrush. And I would use a very old version still. I mean, when they change the navigation and so on, I would prefer to use an old version with the old navigation. The only thing I do not actually like is the navigation when you get this how it's called this arrow here, because when you are working on the edge of your model here, then you sometimes are rotating the model, and this is annoying. This is the only thing I really would love to change, because you cannot switch it off, the navigation, like in the click on the canvas here. This is the only thing I would change here, because I do not think that anyone is using it like here, navigation in the on this the only German viewer here. Uh, Maybe, yes, I think. ZBrush for iPad. There is one version, I don't know. Uh, I think how it's called, ZBrush Core. I think it's for you can use it for an iPad, but I'm not sure. A full iPad version. Actually, I'm not sure if this is. I tried this Sculptress thing. I think Sculptress or whatever for iPad, and it's fun to use uh, when you are outside. But when you have ZBrush on your computer at home, I don't think I would use an iPad version for at home, I mean. I think it's not a huge plus for the software to have a iPad version, because pro artists, I don't think that pro artists will use it that much. And it's actually a pro tool. It's not. It's actually not built for just hobbyists. I know there are a lot of hobbyists who are using sculpting, but actually, as a pro artist, I don't care if they make a I don't know, iPad version or version for a Mac or whatever. I'm not using a Mac. Hi, Macon from I don't know where you're from. We were discussing about India uh, a few minutes ago. So welcome wherever you are watching from Brazil. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I have a lot of subscribers from India and from Brazil as well. So in Brazil, it's pretty early in the morning, I think. In India, it's some kind of like afternoon. 4 p.m. Yeah, it's lunchtime actually. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. In the USA, you are watching my stream in the early for coffee, I think. For coffee or breakfast. Um, I hope I get your question right. When not, just ask again. Um, how do you how do you get details into the model? Um, Details like in a model like this. Actually, for a model like this or for a concept like this, very stylized concept, I would prefer a mixture between detail and simplified structures like or forms. Like you have a lot of simplification here going on. I think you could be more angry. Um, yeah, and it's like you as a designer, you are deciding on your own where to have more details and where to have less details. And his nose is a little bit too round, I think. Um, like for example, on the nose here, you decide if you want it more like edgy, more like do you want to have an edge here, or do you want it more round? And this way you are creating more details, for example. yeah, waking up early is, yeah, actually it's pretty peaceful. At least when you're not uh, living in a crowded city or so. And I'm spending, like I said, I'm spending a lot of time on the face to get it right. Sometimes too much. Sometimes I'm like uh, I'm losing track of the other stuff, but I want to get the face correct first. But actually, you need some treatment here on the body as well. But there is not much detail actually. Wow, you guys are watching from in all over the world actually. A Discord server. I don't have a Discord server now because I don't have time um, to manage it because you have to keep track what I mean that people are behaving and so on, and you have to I mean that they are not sharing, I don't know, uh, evil stuff or porn or whatever. I don't know if I may say it like this here. So yeah, like I don't want to keep track on it. I do not have the time for it. That's why for now I do not have a Discord server, an open Discord server. Of course, I have a private Discord where I keep in touch with my students and where they can share their current work with me and this stuff. But I'm not sure if I'm trying out if I make his beard more like a curly beard or more straight. I don't know. I think here and there could be more curls to make it some kind of natural. But when you have some questions, you can write your question into the chat. I try to answer it. Like you see my or like you hear my English is not perfect, but I try to answer your questions. And I try to get a nice flow here into the beard, and I'm trying things out because not every beard is like curly or so like on Greek statues. Of course it looks cool, but it doesn't match the character, I think. Like here and there it could be more curly, like here on the tips. Like here. Would have more like an edge here on the lips because he has a very and this is what I mean. It's a change between edgy or edges and softer parts. So you have to look closely to your reference. Um, my most used brushes are actually the standard brushes. I do not use a lot custom brushes just for special things when I really need them. One of my most used is clay builder, move brush, Damon standard, trim dynamic. These are my most used brushes. Because with Damon standard you can create like edges like this. Yeah, it's a combination of Damon standard, clay builder, move brush, and Trim dynamic. Yeah, trim dynamic is yeah, very cool because you can create these hard edges, especially for useful for stylized characters. Of course, there are some brushes more, like I show you here. Um, this is a custom tool set I created, like snake hook, a standard brush, clay. I use, for example, the curved tubes a lot for hair and so on. Yeah, the flat brush. You mean the planar brush? I use planar brush for, I don't know if I can show you here. I don't think so, but when you have a plane and there is something sticking out, then you can create a plateau using it. Sometimes you try things out and it's not working. This is what I meant by when I'm live streaming. It's not easy because sometimes you have, yeah, like decision making that you are normally you would hide it in editing or cut away. Because it's actually leading, yeah, I don't know, towards confusing. You see, I was a little bit too early with the eyebrows. But don't worry, you can move it in place. Yeah, yeah, it's of course it's part of the process. And like I said, it's sometimes it's not very entertaining when I don't know when I like when I try things out and then I like wait for 2 minutes to process it in my own in my own brain. So I have to think about if it does it work or not. I use posable symmetry for when I pose my character here. It's very handy. You will see it. And don't don't fear to like when you have some experience, don't you shouldn't fear distortion in your anatomy. You can when you have a lot of experience. Uh, you can rebuild it anyway. You see the neck here. I have to rebuild it later, but I want the neck to connect with the head. And now I can use my mm, posable symmetry for rebuilding some stuff here and there. And yeah, like I said, don't when you have some experience, you shouldn't fear to destroy things and build it again. Screenless screen tablet. I'm not using a screen tablet that much. I own one, but I'm not using it too much. I tried it out, but I'm not a huge fan of it actually. Because I'm not used to work on actually the screen is too small. This is the first one. First thing I do not like. The second is the buttons are very small on this small screen. I own a very big screen where I can put my reference and my workspace. And yeah, I don't want to limit myself to a small screen like this. And I don't see any advantage from or for to use a screen-based tablet over the traditional one. Sometimes it's fun to use a screen-based tablet, but yeah, and they are unfortunately um, much more expensive. And I don't know when I do not like it, I don't know why I'm spending a lot of time money on it. Why should I spend a lot of money for it? Because with it cheap, I told it in my other stream already, with it cheap equipment, you can create actually the uh, same results like I do here. Keyboard and mouse for, I mean, keyboard, yes, I'm using a keyboard as well, but mouse for sculpting is very hard. I think yeah, but when you want just to learn the functions of the, I mean, when you're using ZBrush for modeling or whatever, of course you can use your mouse. When I'm modeling with ZModeler with this tool here, then I use the mouse as well because it's more precise. And my one of my biggest advices to you is to watch your creation, your sculpt from every angle, like from below, from above, to get these flows here, these volumes, to get them correctly. Because sometimes it looks from the front, like here, it looks very volumetric, but when you watch from above, you notice, oh, the curvature is not correct. It's too flat or whatever. That's why I'm using every single angle on this or for this workflow. I would love to print just a bust, but in this size. But I do not own a printer right now. But I'm planning to have one someday. And of course, you need to know what happens with your with your anatomy, with your muscles. When you turn, for example, when you turn your head, you have to know what happens there. That's why I'm using my own body as a reference as well. Sometimes I'm turning and watching and touching my own body here, like deltoid, I don't know, upper body here, to see, okay, it's going there, and it feels like this when I turn my arm or whatever. So use your own body as reference a lot. And there you will notice, for example, when you turn your head like this, um, this uh, trapezius muscle has a very like turns here and creates a nice curvature here. Like I said, it's very fun to work on bodies like this, but it's actually not usable for gaming or so. It's just for like fan art or for printing, because most um, game characters are not this big huge muscular guys. For detailing, I'm still not in detailing mode. For detailing, you have to spend a lot more time, I think, and for finalizing as well. So the beard is not final. I rotate the eyes. so they match the concept a little bit more. To see more details. Okay, now it's working. I'm using this panel here I created for my custom toolset to load the images in the background. I need some reference markers here. I use the standard brush and mark some to see it better through the reference. Like here. Yeah, I didn't get the nose correct. You're right. But like I said, it's a part of the process to redo things. course, I cannot, yeah, like expect it to be perfect at your first try. I want to stick as long as I can or as close as I can to the reference. This one. And of course, it's just a 2D reference where, and in, like in a pose where you do not get the right perspective, maybe. And yeah, you're absolutely right. The nose was too small, and yeah. Normally his nose should be, I don't know, like in this uh, area here. And here and there you have to change things to that do not match exactly the reference, but match the or match a realistic uh, realistic proportions. Of course, I didn't work that much on the chin area because it's covered. But like I said, some kind of hint that there is some like details here. The beard is not perfect here. Of course, you need to spend a lot of time to create this. It's just a placeholder. I'm just playing around with forms and shapes. I think his mustache here is creating a curve. You see it here. Some kind like this. Okay, this is actually it for a quick sculpt here. It's absolutely not finished. There is a lot of things missing, and yeah, like I said, thank you for the hint for the nose. I already noticed that the nose is not looking good or not looking correctly. Like I said here, he has a very narrow nose because he is pinching his eyebrows like maybe I should raise up the nostrils a little bit more like this. And yeah, it's like I said, it's part of the process that you try things out, and here and there it's not maybe not perfect at or right away, even if you have a lot of experience. And the ear is still blurry. It's yeah. I would say in a sculpt like this, or to finish this sculpt, I would spend at least 4 more hours on it, 4 or 6 more hours to create a bust from it for printing. But yeah, with the face, I'm quite happy. And I think I grab some lunch now, and yeah, see you in the next stream. Bye bye.